just going to go over some safety features of our range and how to get access to the range. The range facility is a secure location. When members and guests come, they do have to check into our range office. Guests, when they come in, have to sign a range office. They're going to be issued a gate key. This gate is secure, it doesn't open up, and it shuts off at our non-hours of operation. So when we're closed, the gate cards won't work. So if a person has a gate card, whether a member or a guest, they cannot get in or out of the gate outside of our operational hours unless they're staff. We do have a keypad so that once that person issued the gate card, they can scan their gate card, access card, and it's going to open up our gate and allow them to come in. Without that, they can't get in the facility. We also have cameras posted to see the driver. If you look over my shoulder, we have a camera here. So when that driver does scan or whatever, this camera does record 24 hours a day. And then we have one located in the rear to pick them up as they come up the driveway. As they come up the driveway, to be a camera so we can catch that vehicle as they come up. We can also see our front gate. Our front gate at the end of our driveway, we have a cattle gate that stays locked on our 9 hours of operation, and we don't open it up until we actually are out here on the facility. So a person cannot access the facility with a vehicle until we're open, and they can't access the actual range until they check in the range office and sign a waiver. We'll go in the range office and go over the procedures for a guest to come to the range and the things we require for them to give us and the things we keep on file. Also, our range members, they have to go through the same process. The only difference is once they're issued their range membership in their card, they don't have to come in the office every time they come, but every time they swipe their card, we see it on the system, and that person's recorded when they come in and out of the range based off their access card. If that person were to bring a guest, they have to bring them in to sign them in to the range. Everyone receives a range briefing from our range safety officer, our range manager, and have to read our range rules. We'll cover that when we go in. Also, we have a bulletin board behind us that we post all of our latest rules. So right now we have a range notice update. Our original range notice was from January 8th to April 4th, where we had to restrict certain calibers and use frangible ammo. That has been extended. So now we just did an update and we have it out to May 16th. So that stays constant. This bulletin board gets updated. Matter of fact, it's due for an update. And we also have some of our range rules on the wall. So all guests must check in at the office to sign a waiver prior to entering the range property. Thank you. And then use card reader to open the gate. Don't come through the gate automatically. So these things are already out there for the range guests and members to see before they come in the property. Along at our cattle gate up front, our hours are posted in the rules, and we also have that range notice on the outside of the gate. So during our off hours, someone comes, they know that we have these updates. The updates as far as our range safety restrictions right now that we have on us is also on our website. If you go to the range update section, and the range rules and policies on the bottom of every page, and they have this own tab as well. So we're gonna go inside the range office, and I'm just gonna talk through the process. If you're a guest here at our range, what you have to do and what kind of information we keep on file to make sure we keep our facility safe and keep it as a restricted property. All right, so now we're in our range office, and I'll just go over the process if when a guest or a member comes to the range, or a visitor comes to the range, the data we collect on them and the process they have to go through before they enter the range. Our range office manager will be here. They'll be greeted by the office manager once they're here. We'll ask them if they've been here before and things like that. They haven't been here before, we'll make sure they get a copy of the range rules. Once they get the range rules, inside our range rules and policies, we have it written in English, Spanish, and Chinese, because that is the main demographic that we have out here typically. And then they're given the range policy book. We have a seating area where they'll sit down and read the range policies. We have 3 copies of these books in here for our visitors or guests, as well as, it's on our website. Once they read the range policies, the officer manager do a quick check and make sure they understand the policies and what we have. We also have the range update posted. So when they go over that range update that's going on, any updates, we'll go over those and make sure each person understands the new updates that are applying to the range, typically the one, essentially one that's going on to May 16th. Okay. Once they're done with the range rules and policies, they'll be directed to go to our kiosk where they'll fill out a waiver. This is our Sportsman's Club waiver, release and liability waiver. They have to go through this is digitally. Once they sign it, they submit, and it's going to go to our system, and we'll upload that and put it in their profile. Once their waiver and they're done reading our range rules and policies, We'll take their payment and then we'll get a picture of them. Every person that comes in the property, we have their picture taken and we get all their information, their home address, their email, their contact information. And then once they're in the system, it automatically updates and populates them to our email subscribers list. So when we email out correspondence, everyone's that been to the property will get that email based off the fact that they're in our system now. Our system will maintain all that information that they have to include their purchase history. So if we ever need to go back to a customer, we can see their purchase history, how many times they've been here, to include once they've given their membership and they use their gate card, that gate card populates in our PAL system, letting us know when they came into the range and accessed the range. We do have a camera in the office as well, located behind us or in front of me behind the cameras. And then I'll take you around the counter to kind of show you the amount of footage we get on the actual range facility. Every bay and every area is covered from the time you come up the gate to the time you come in the building until the time you get on our pistol bays and rifle bay. You're under surveillance by our range office manager, and then physically under surveillance by our range safety officers or myself. All right, so we'll go around the counter and show you the process there. All right, so now we're behind the counter. So this is the job of the office manager to capture all the information needed on the customer, whether it's a member, again, or a visitor. Once they make their payment and we get their photo, we're going to add them into the system. Once they're in the system, it records. And so we'll just look at a quick snapshot of all the customers we have in here, retail customers. So on the system, it has all the customers that's ever signed in to the range. I'm not going to obviously disclose their information, but everyone that comes through is recorded. Once they're recorded, their photo is captured. So we go to our photos. We have the photos again on everyone that comes through the range. If you can see that, that's here. And then their waiver is kept as well. It's uploaded in the system. So if I select a customer, let's go with this customer right here, and I go to his profile. So this is, I don't want to, I'm gonna block out their information, but on here we'll have the person's name. This is one of our customers or members, and we have his photo on here as well. And we scroll down and we can go all the way down and see his documents. We can see when he came into the range. It was on March 21st. And then if I open up document, it's gonna have his waiver that is attached to his name. So everything is kept on the customer. While the customer is here, I'm gonna minimize this screen again, so I don't want that information on the customer being exposed. Go to sales, back to register. So our system updates everything from purchase history. They took a class here and how many times they came to the range to be here. Behind me is our camera system. So we have our cameras. We have a camera. So behind us is our cameras system, and you notice on our rifle bay, we have a camera over all of our rifle stations. So if a customer has an issue, it is audible, so we can hear and talk to them. So for example, I have a gentleman on bench 4. Hello, sir. This is the front desk on bench 4. Are you having any issues?
Yes, sir. I am having an issue with my firearm.
Do you need an RSO assistance?
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. JB, this is the front desk.
Go ahead, front desk.
We have a gentleman at position or bench number 4. Needs some assistance. Can you see what he needs, please?
Roger, en route.
As you can see, we have communication with our range safety officer. So we either see something or we see someone needs assistance, the range safety officer can help them out, and we have communication with our range safety officers while they're on the bay. Our other camera systems cover all our bays. Again, you can see the entrance when someone comes in. You can see the front office. You can see when they come up the driveway, in every bay that we have, to include our general purpose bay. So we have an issue, we call our range safety officer to that area, and they'll go confront the guest or member that's having an issue or doing something outside of our policy.